so in a few minutes I'm going to tell you who your crew chief is, and then you'll go with them and find out what you need to do. But I just want to tell you that if you have any problems during the night, go to your crew chief first. If your crew chief for some reason is not available, then you can come to Lisa or me.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, hi, I'm Lisa Caterin. I am the Special Events and Development Manager of Northern Virginia AIDS Ministry. And basically what that means is that I run all of our special events, all our fundraising, and also anything else that has to do with raising money for the organization. I also do a lot of community outreach, so I'm kind of the face of Novam with donors or our community partners or big partners, things like that. For the event tonight, so I guess in charge of everything, it really begins with all the details, booking the talent, booking the rentals, doing the catering, food, drinks, making sure everyone has what they need, getting volunteers, guys, and just making sure everything kind of goes off without a hitch, and making sure everyone's, having fun and doing a good job.
And what are some of the challenges perhaps you face? Yeah.
I think something that's kind of challenging in this profession is that you have to let a lot of out of your control, which is hard for a lot of people, myself as well. You have to trust people to be able to do things how you'd like them to be done. So that's a challenge for me. It's just kind of like, okay, you can do this. This is yours. Go for it. But usually I try to have a lot of faith in people and trust what they do, and it always turns out great. So
awesome.
I have a very great, wonderful volunteers, wonderful staff, and really glad to have you all here.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, and they should get an A because they're awesome. A for awesome.
And go for it. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Ann Granger, and I'm the Volunteer Resources Manager at Novam. And I've only been with Novam for just a few weeks now, since mid-September. I recruit and manage volunteers. I talk with the staff about what are the appropriate things for the volunteers to do, help them make volunteer requests and things like that, and deal with any problems that could come up with volunteers or any issues that are related to volunteers. Challenges as a leader, working with volunteers, it's always a challenge to recruit people, to motivate people. Volunteers, they're not motivated by being paid, of course.
Hey sir, how are you?
So it's my responsibility to make sure that the recruiting notices go out, that the jobs are described in such a way that people are motivated, that they want to volunteer. It's also my responsibility to make sure that the volunteer jobs are interesting to them, so that people have challenging and interesting things to do, so they're not standing and shredding papers for 4 hours.
That's true.
And then working with people is always a challenge. There are all kinds of people in this world, and it's sometimes a challenge to know how to relate to different kinds of people, so you have to be diplomatic.
That's true.
And we always appreciate the volunteers so much, and need to make sure that the volunteers know how much they're appreciated and valued in the organization. And sometimes staff people get very busy doing our jobs and our things, and we sometimes will take people for granted who are helping us, and it's always important to say thank you, let the volunteers know how much they're appreciated and valued in the organization, because literally we could not do our job without the volunteers.
Excellent.
So I think that's one of my biggest challenges, just to make sure the volunteers know how much they are valued and needed and appreciated.
And also, were you the person in charge of the event, or,
No, Lisa Caterman is in charge of the event.
Okay,
She's in our development office. She's the special events manager and development manager right now.
So what do you do at Novam, specifically? Do you, you manage volunteers?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So my job was to recruit the volunteers for the night.
Got it.
Put out all the publicity that people would see, when they were looking for volunteer opportunities.
Understood.
And then people would call me when they wanted to, or email me when they wanted to volunteer, and I made out the schedule and everything for the volunteers. And
so if Mason students wanted to volunteer for Novam, you'd be the person to talk to?
I'm the person they talk to.
And could you tell us little details about how they can get in touch with you?
They can look at our website, which is www.novam.org, N-O-V-A-M. There's a volunteer application online and a list of our volunteer opportunities. Or they can email me, agranger@novam.org. Or they can call me at 703-533-5505, extension 14.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay,
Well, I've been volunteering for Novam for a number of years. Basically, what I have been doing for the last 4 or 5 years is they have a program where they deliver Thanksgiving dinners, and right before Thanksgiving, of course. And then also right before Christmas, we have a delivery of presents, you know, for the children. And so I've been helping to do that for a number of years. And then recently I've been helping in the office with updating or helping to get this Novam, you know, event together, the Concert for Hope tonight, and just doing sort of administrative work, just volunteering as much as I can.
That's perfect. And you said you were George Mason alum?
Yeah, I was a graduate of George Mason in 1975.
Wow.
And the campus, of course, has changed quite a bit since then. When I was there, there were no dorms or much of anything, actually. It was definitely a commuter school. And now I see that it's a lot of dorms, and it's becoming a sort of well-known college for its law school, and I'm sure other departments also.
Okay, go for it.
Hey, I'm Bill Briggs from Novam. I've been at Novam a little over 5 years. I am the program manager for the Orion program, which works predominantly with gay, lesbian, bi, trans questioning youth and our straight allies. And Novam has 2 departments. One is our prevention and education department, and our other is our case management services, where we provide case management and services for people infected and affected with HIV.
Okay.
And Novam's been around for a little over 20 years now.
And what is your role in this event particularly?
My event is coordinating wonderful volunteers like yourself to make sure that people all have a seat and they're sitting accurately, as well as being an ambassador to Novam to educate people about what we offer.
Awesome. And were there any challenges you encountered as a leader of this organization or the event that you had to overcome? Or
No, not at all. Everything's flowing really nicely.
Awesome.
It's a great way to educate the community about HIV and to bring it back onto people's minds.
Hi, my name is Kiana Faircloth. I'm the Face-to-Face Program Manager at Northern Virginia AIDS Ministry. And the Face-to-Face program is a program that goes into Northern Virginia schools and gives HIV 101 educational sessions. And I also take with me an HIV positive person who is a member of the Face-to-Face Speakers Bureau, that they go with me and give their personal testimony on what it's like living with HIV and AIDS, and you know, how they could have prevented it, how they could have protected themselves, events in their lives that led to up to their infection. And so my role in I guess helping to plan the Concert for Hope would be to call all of the members of the Face-to-Face Speakers Bureau. They were able to invite a guest with them, and they're invited to the dessert reception. It's kind of like their night to, you know, celebrate and look back on maybe some of the friends that they have that lost their lives to HIV and AIDS. So it's a time for them to reflect and feel like the stars that they are.
It was a little bit scarier than it is now. I have 4 grown children now. At the time they were 12, 10, 8, and 7. And I did not tell them in 93. I made the decision that when I started taking medicine, that's when I would tell them.